We're here at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, and we've got questions for Ashley here at EJ Curley. Ashley, thanks for taking a little time to talk with us.
Of course.
Now,
Glad you guys came by.
Now, we appreciate you being here. My first question is how'd you end up at EJ Curley?
So, in a roundabout way, my career started in corporate bourbon in the big guys, Buffalo Trace and Four Roses. And after leaving Four Roses, I started a consulting company. And my business partner does business plans, financial planning, brokers bulk whiskey, all the things that have to happen for me to do what I do. And we decided it would be a really good idea to join forces and start to share my knowledge and education that I've gained from the big guys with craft and non-producing brands. And that was about 6 years ago. And so through that, EJ Curley came across our plate in a couple years ago. We won't put a date on it right now. I'm gonna vote pregnancy brain on that.
That is fair. Now, one of my favorite questions to ask is I've talked to like Shea Gammon, the Blue Run, others. How do you do your job when you can't really have a taste of bourbon?
So the way that I taste and the technique I was taught, I do not consume very much at all. Like I can taste many samples and still blow a 0 on a breathalyzer. So I know some people are like, hey, you can have a glass of wine. I would not be consuming enough to even equivalent to a glass of wine. And because we are now, instead of consulting with many brands, I really only work with about 5, I don't taste quite as much. But the trick is, because I have a very sensitive palate and I've been called or told that I have a super palate, I am even more sensitive when I'm pregnant. So it's kind of hard to be like, is this really bad or is this just me being overly critical because I'm pregnant and smell things a little more intensely? So I do a lot by nose also.
So what is, with your background at Buffalo Trace, Four Roses, and we had obviously the pleasure of trying both offerings today, which was very good. What is it that you're trying to do to bring something different to the market or to the consumers? Coming from that background of the big players like Buffalo Trace and Wild Turkey.
That's a great question. So with EJ Curley, this came across my plate. I am Kentucky born and bred, from a little tiny town that is actually still dry, believe it or not. It's kind of funny. And I wanted to take the opportunity because revive a heritage brand. EJ Curley's original DSP was DSP 15.
Oh, wow.
So compared to DSP 13, I mean, he and E.H. Taylor were doing the things at the same time.
Correct.
But I didn't want to do what everybody else did. I want to highlight his creativity and innovation. Number one, I am a female master blender. So that checked a box.
Yes.
But then also, when I was designing this, I wanted to design what I would call a daily drinker. Not that you should drink every day, but it's what you want to keep on your shelf. It is approachable for someone who's new to bourbon or possibly wanting to get in. It can be appreciated by an experienced drinker. Great neat. Holds up to an ice cube, amazing in cocktails, and we're not priced to break the bank. So it's something that everybody can truly keep around.
It's also very important too. Yeah.
And that's, that's a big order, but I feel like we've accomplished it with this small batch.
Absolutely.
Now, future releases ever that I don't want you to get in trouble. So what can you tell us?
I think maybe a rye on down the road, but that's about all I can say. I can't even say, oh, that's next year. No, I will know a few months before that happens.